Hello everyone and welcome to a new Presearing video. Just like the title states, this time we are gonna be identifying 100 purples in Presearing, and I collected every single one of those by hand in char runs. So if you'd like to gently caress that subscribe button and maybe leave a nice comment, that would be extremely appreciated. And just so this video is not me clicking 100 times until the video is over, I will be explaining what we're going for in every type of weapon that we have collected. So let's start with bows. I have a bunch of bows here, and due to bonus bow being as good as it is, we absolutely do not care about bows stats unless you're an Iron Man, but we are looking for items to sell. So what we will be looking for is mods. If we identify this item, as you can see, it has a prefix mod. This time it's a bowstring, and that one lengthens cripple durations by 33%. So that is not a good one because you cannot actually cripple anybody in any way in Presearing, so this is pretty useless. And especially useless because you cannot change the bowstring on the bonus bow, you can only change the grip. So what we are looking for in bows specifically is the grip, which is the postfix, and then the biggest money is char slaying. So that is what we are going for. Even char slaying plus 13% would be fantastic, but if we manage to hit the gold, which is char slaying 18%, that goes for some crazy money, close to 90 black dice if you find a buyer. So that is definitely the gold standard and what you are trying to hit with those bows. As you can see, those mods are pretty rare, so there is a big possibility that we do not hit any expensive one during this 100 identify session, but oh well. As you can see, for the bows we didn't manage to get anything. The only maybe useful thing is this fiery bow. You can, for your personal use, probably nobody would buy that, extract the fiery what is it, the bowstring, and then slap it on one of your own bows, not the bonus bow, and you can use it to farm the icy elementals without casting ignite arrows, so that extremely niche use. Otherwise we did not get lucky with the bows. But there's a bunch other stuff. Onwards to the staves. When it comes to staves, it's a little more interesting because you're not only looking at the mods, although mods are generally the gold maker of the item, but you can look at the item as a whole, because if you get a good half skill recharge, good energy, and good damage is a plus but not required, then if you also roll a good inherent modifier, you can sell that stuff for good money. When it comes to bows, that it was not really possible because this bonus bow just blows everything out of the water. But when it comes to staves, the bonus staves are not really perfect. They require attributes that are not considered good in Presearing, like curses. So yeah, we have a bit more potential here. And we just hit pretty decent. The half casting time of blood spells is very good as an inherent modifier. Death would be even better, but blood is also pretty good. Although we hit very low on energy and half skill recharge, so this stuff is sadly going to the merchant. We hit another pretty decent one. Again, inspiration. It would have been better if it was domination. I actually don't think inspiration is good at all because you only have that one spell. Never mind. I'm not too versed at playing Mesmer and another inspiration. Very fantastic. Oh, domination, but this time we rolled low and energy is also low, so yeah, this is a pretty trash item. We hit Fortitude. Fortitude is a extremely good mod because it gives health, and there's been more and more people that try to get Survivor in Presearing on higher ranks, so health is a very, very good mod for that, even though Chargeling for martial weapons and plus to attribute are technically better. I still roll with Fortitude on my bow, so I can see people buying this. The biggest downside is that this mod goes to up to plus 28, and that one hit point makes all the difference in pricing. People love perfect stuff. If it's not perfect, then it's not good enough and the price would drop dramatically. So I would salvage this mod if you're a just for your own use, but I would not be looking to sell it. It's that 1 HP point just made all the difference, and plus max health is not crazy money anyways. And another pretty bad roll. This time we got a prefix mod for plus 24 health. The prefix mod goes to plus 26, so we also did not get lucky. And as for the suffix, we got protection prayers, which also is not ideal. You want smiting, so definitely not getting lucky in this identify session once again. Oh yeah, here's the example of what we're looking for. We have inherent smiting 18%er, that's really good. The insightful mod is not really good, it can be replaced, but if you only wanted to salvage this stuff for the plus 28 fortitude mod, that would be good as well, because the energy and health skill recharge are not ideal, but here we have the plus 28 health mod, so finally we got something serviceable. Let me quickly check how much this might be worth. And the Presearing board says that this goes between 5k and 1 black die, so as you can see, that's not crazy money at all. But if you're a new player, that would be an amazing drop to use for yourself, or if you're not a caster, to just sell to another player and buy a non-perfect mod for yourself. These are usually good enough. Actually, slight tangent, most of the time the difference between, for example, 17% and 18% charge slaying doesn't actually increase your damage at all. People just are crazy about perfect stuff, and who are we to judge? And the last one is a fire staff. This is the only one I got in this 100, and this has potential to be big because it has plus 7 energy. This is not max, max is plus 8 in Presearing, but plus 7 is fantastic. Still, the damage is not too bad, 7 to 12, it could definitely be lower, so this is not too bad as well. And half skill recharge of 15%, I think might be max for the staffs. I don't think I've seen higher inherent one, so we have potential to strike big, but knowing our luck, it might not go according to plan. Air magic, ooh, and water. We got two really good mods. If only they rolled on proper elements, this had fantastic potential. Water magic 16% is not too high. It can go up to 18% on an inherent mod, and if it was 18% fire, that in itself is just really good base to sell, even if energy damage and skill recharge are not too good. But if it's water, then nobody cares, and air magic is just salt in the wound. Yeah, but we did get this one serviceable staff with plus 28 health, so I will be keeping this, and maybe we'll just give away the free 18% smiting prayers if it survives the salvage to some new player. Next up, we're moving on to melee weapons, and melee weapons are pretty interesting because warriors in Presearing want to use axes, but they are given bonus hammers, and some lucky people have bonus swords from the Eye of the North pre-order. So the axes have the biggest potential to be big items because the axe skills are just extremely good compared to what is in store for sword or hammer warriors. But we have a little potential to get lucky in all of those weapon types. So what we are looking for in swords and hammers is charge slaying. That is the go-to, just like in bows. And we will be looking at axes in a more holistic manner. So we'll start with hammers because I only have 4. And we just unlocked a hammer grip or fortitude. Seems like I never got that. I don't know how high it goes. Let me quickly check. It goes up to 28, it seems, and nobody cares about fortitude on hammers. So sadly, this is nothing interesting. Those inherent mods of damage plus 14% while in a stance are decently good because in Presearing warriors are generally always in a stance, but the damage is nothing to write home about when you have a bonus hammer. So time for swords. Can you bless me with charge slaying game? This one time. I don't think I ever got charge slaying on a weapon that is not a staff, so if you were ever to bless me with that, now is the time. Okay, seems like we did not get blessed with charge slaying on swords because we will be blessed with charge slaying on hammers. That is the biggest copium of my life. I said hammers, I meant axes. Axes, as I said, you have to look at them more holistically because there is no bonus axe, so we're looking at damage, at inherent mods, at everything. So let's start those babies. And yeah, we got a deep wound part, but deep wound is only for swords in Presearing, so as well, no luck with the melee weapons. Let's move on to the second to last type of item you can get, and that is wands. Wands take only one hand, so opposed to staves, you can use a wand and an offhand item like a shield or a focus. But the price for that is that they have no visible modifiers. For example, if you compare this to a staff, you can only see the damage, whereas with a staff they also have energy and skill recharge as a base. So why would anybody use a wand? Well, they can roll up to 2 mods. So this is where the big RNG casino comes in. Not only you have to get good mods like in every other type of weapon, you also need to roll 2 mods because with 1 mod, nobody will be interested in an item like that. So let's get started on identifying, and let me just say, we will be pretty much ignoring every 1 mod wand, and as you will probably see, the 1 mod ones are a lot more common than the 2 mod ones. So hopefully you'll understand why people are paying such a crazy amount of money for double mod double good mod ones. I don't think we have got any double mod ones yet in this opening. I have seen a couple ones in... Oh, here's our first one. Energy while hexed and half casting time of spells. This is pretty tragic. If you compare this to... Well, if you use this together with a good focus, you will have more energy at the altar because you are pretty much always hexed there. And the damage is not too bad, as well as the domination magic requirement is generally met by mesmers. So I would say that this is a decent wand to use by yourself, but nothing to try and sell. The mods are just not crazy enough. Oh, and the last one is a 2-mod one, and this one is actually good, if not for the earth magic requirement. Both general skill requirements for cast time and skill recharge are max. 9% is max. This is generally what you want is a single attribute ones, because you will most likely on casters use only one attribute or mostly one attribute. This might only be useful for a necromancer because they generally use 2 types, which is death and blood. Mesmers pretty much only use domination, monks pretty much only use smiting, and elementalists pretty much only use fire. So combined with the earth magic requirement for damage, I would also say that this is trash, but it's not as a bad trash as all the other ones. This is shiny trash. And there is just one type of, well, not technically weapon left, and that is my favorite to identify. You'll see in a second, but this is sadly the one I have the least of. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is offhand items. We have 2 focuses and 8 shields, and if I was to collect something in this game, I would be a shield collector because I just love how they look. But if you want to get technical and just look at pure math, then there is little reason to use shield over a focus. In pretty much every situation, a focus will be better than a shield, especially in no requirement focuses. But, well, we only have the requirement ones. The reason why they are strictly better than shields, except in looks, is because of this. The Vanguard Initiate buff makes all of the base armor of shields unimportant. It just nulls them wherever you're under this buff. So now no base armor value matters. If we get a mod that increases armor further, yes, then that would matter. But the base values actually do not. The max for no requirements is, I'm pretty sure, 8 armor, and we don't have any no requirement ones. And the max generally in Presearing is 12, and we also did not get any of those. But we have a max energy roll. Energy +9 is max in Presearing, although it's on protection prayers, so we don't have any fantastic bases. Just to reiterate, even though the base armor of shields doesn't matter, the collectors are paying for perfect values as always. And the biggest casino part of this is that they also can roll 2 mods, and if they don't roll 2 mods, then they are useless. I have once found a fire focus with max energy, and it rolled 2 mods, and they were like damage to trolls or something, and that was definitely the biggest trolling I have ever experienced in this game. But alas. Alright, last 10 uses, let's hope we get blessed in this one. Oh, we actually got a 2-mod one. Inspiration is generally something that pure mesmers will take unless they are monk or ranger secondary. Although nothing in Presearing casts weakness, the energy base is pretty low, and armor, while good, it has a requirement for you to be attacking, which means that this item is absolutely garbage. Now on to shields. Actually, this might look like a meme item, even though it has one role, but armor versus skeletons is not such a meme thing after all. The skeleton vanguard quests are the most difficult ones, so if you get a 2-roll shield and one of those rolls is armor versus skeletons, then you might as well keep it and sell it, because if there are warriors that want to get rank 3 survivor and they are doing their quests, then this mod might actually be best in slot for them. Oh, if it rolled 9, yeah, 9 is max. 9 versus fire is also very good. Fire is the only elemental type you have to worry about in Presearing, but once again, one mod, we don't really care. Another 2-mod shield and health while in a stance is probably the best conditional mod you can get. Maybe the hexed one is also very easy to achieve, but while in a stance is one that you control yourself. If you are playing a warrior monk, then while enchanted would be strictly better, because then you can easily maintain that enchantment on yourself all the time. But the health roll is pretty low. Don't quote me on that, but I think it goes up to 45. So 37 is quite a big margin out of the max roll, and disease. Nothing diseases you in Presearing, so bad days. Armor plus 10 versus undead. Now this item actually got me stumped, because I would think that undead and skeletons are the same thing, but apparently they're not, so you learn something new every day, it seems. And the last identification for my favorite skin on a shield. Yeah, max roll while hexed health, which is fantastic, but sadly only one mod. Alright, so the purpose of this was, 1, to hope I will strike big and get some money back after maxing my consumable titles, but 2, to showcase how hard it is to actually get a worthwhile item in this game, in Presearing. That's why they're going for such crazy prices, because the RNG on top of RNG on top of RNG you have to achieve is really, really hard. Even just getting a purple item to drop, you'll statistically get like 1 per char run, so that's like 12 an hour. And if you're doing continuous fast clear char runs, and those 12, as you can see, there's like pretty much 0 chance you'll get something good. We just identified 100 items and we got 1 that is maybe serviceable with the plus 28 fortitude health mod, and the rest are pretty garbage. Alright, so that will be all for today's Presearing video. I hope you guys enjoyed, I hope you had a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.